Talking shit.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Talking Shit. And we're back. I'm Sarah Ferraria. This is Prince Huda. Over there is Johnny Junta. And there's only one place to start, ladies and gentlemen, the Toronto Maple Leafs, because look at what Huda is wearing. We spoke last week, and I ended the show by saying, we're going to start this one by getting a temperature check from you. Leafs lost their first game at home last night to Boston. Huda, how are we feeling? 2-1, the Bruins lead the series.
I mean, you guys said this would happen. Like, I'm pretty deflated. If we're being honest, I wore this nice little Austin Matthews shirt today, hoping he would score last night. We'd have a big win, a lot more energy today. Unfortunately, that's not the case. We're down 2-1. Boston winning on the road. It's always such a heartbreaking way to lose. Like, the Leafs tie it, vibes are up, everyone's happy, and then Marchand scores. Takes us down 2-1 in the series. Game 2 this Saturday. So when this comes out, we'll either be tied 2-2, we'll be down 3-1.
Yeah.
I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous. I think a big thing that we want to talk about today is the William Nylander stuff. What the hell's going on there? There's like rumors. You've seen this, like migraines, concussions, like a lot of weird stuff going on. Definitely want to get Johnny's take on this too. But yeah, as a Leafs fan, I'm shaking right now. I'm not very comfortable. I did a future of the Leafs to win the cup. I'm very close to cashing that one out. I'll be honest. Very close.
Johnny, what's going on?
Yeah,
with
that
Willie.
You didn't get great odds there because they're plus 2,800 right now.
I should have waited. You're right.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know. This series is going to go 7 no matter what, I think. So I wouldn't be too worried about what's going on right now. They're really missing Nylander on the power play, obviously. I mean, the power play is 0 for 5 yesterday. Absolutely terrible, terrible stuff. But I do think they're fine. I think if they win tomorrow or Saturday, they get back on the horse and they go all the way back to Boston, I think they'll be okay. But yeah, not looking great right now, but they're down 2-1 with the power play looking terrible and one of their best players not playing. So things could be way worse. Could be way worse.
So what?
They though?
They definitely
could.
Be.
Though?
They could. They absolutely could be. You couldn't even be in the playoffs. That could be
Fair.
a thing.
Fair.
Let's talk about William Nylander, though. What is going on with?
I have no idea. So 82 games, clean bill of health, no problems. And then before game 1, questionable to play, doesn't play. People are like, what's going on? No update from the coach, no update from any of the players, and they lose. Game 2, you see videos of him skating. Okay, he's going to play. He doesn't play. Game 3, same thing. Videos of him skating. Is he going to play? He doesn't play. Today, the rumor mill, the team still hasn't said anything. The rumor mill is severe migraines from concussion-like symptoms or something along those lines. I'm not a big, expert in that field, but I'm not sure what the heck's going on. I would imagine it's serious enough that he can't play. Obviously the pain tolerance of guys in the playoffs. Mark Stone had a back surgery last year. He came back 2 weeks later and played the whole series. I think it was Matthew Tkachuk last year, played the cup final with a broken foot. He couldn't even put his skate on. His team had to put it on for him. So you see guys in the playoffs play through a lot of these injuries, but this one obviously must be severe if he can't even start the playoffs. And as you said, Johnny, the power play looks terrible, and he's a big reason why, because he's not there. So, yeah, it's really, really weird the way they've been handling this, but hopefully he plays and figures it out. But, yeah, I'm very confused with the way they've been handling the situation.
He's got a case of the yips, it sounds
Maybe.
like. What the heck is going on? What's the protocol, though, in NHL when players are potentially dealing with a concussion?
I think they need to be cleared by a doctor. So I think what the Elliot Friedman story is that he's not cleared to play, but they haven't ruled it a concussion yet. So it's like, typically, if an injury is lingering this long, it should be public information, what it is, when it happened, all this stuff. I saw a clip that there was a hit in the last game of the season where he kind of hits the back of his head on the ice, but like not a crazy hit. So people are kind of conspiracy theorizing that like that's when it happened. And obviously a tough look for the Leafs that they didn't need everyone to play 82 games, but they still did. And it happened in the last game. I don't blame the team for that because it could happen in any game. So I don't know, just very weird. If he is concussed, he's obviously out for a little bit, but if he's not and it's migraines, just pop an Advil or something and play Saturday.
Damn.
Like, we really need you.
Damn, we really need you. Look into the camera.
Shout out
please.
Advil.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's do a little vibe check, Johnny. All the Canadian teams so far into the playoffs. How are we feeling about each one? Who's feeling the best right now? Break it down for me.
Probably the Canucks fans probably feeling the worst because their goalie's out for a long period of time. Jets just lost one at home. But the Jets are tied 1-1, and Hellebuck has not looked good at all. They're lucky to be tied 1-1 going into Colorado now, which is going to be very tough. But I would probably say the least confident is where the Leafs are at right now. Yeah, down 2-1, already lost at home. Kind of a must-win game next game. You don't want to go down 3-1. I think probably the vibes are probably the lowest for Leafs fans right now. But like I said, I do think they'll be okay. The rest of the Canadian teams besides Vancouver have a chance to still win their series, but I think Vancouver might be dead if Demko's not playing.
Yeah, is that it? Is that it for the Canucks, you think, Huda? With no Demko, it's done?
Well, we talked about that when we did the series preview. It was going to be a goaltending battle. Thatcher Demko, again, another weird one where guy just gets injured. This vibes are so high. They're up 1-0 in the series. All of a sudden, he's not going to be around for the next few weeks. And I can't imagine what Justin Pooney or other Canucks fans felt in that moment.
Oof,
and you saw the next game, shout out, and then they lose the next game. They go back to Nashville now, which is an electric place to play hockey. So that should be a very interesting watch. But yeah, if Canucks do manage to get by in this series, you still don't have Demko for the next round where they would play, I believe, the winner of the Kings and Oilers. So yeah, I would imagine Vancouver fans are scared. Toronto fans are scared, but vibes are high. Winnipeg, Johnny, I believe you said you put in a future on the Jets to win the cup. Is that true?
Yeah.
Where'd you get it at?
1,500 or I forgot what it was. It was a while ago.
Wow.
I don't remember what I got it at, but I haven't. Like I said, I'm not a futures guy, but this is like down in the archives of my betting account. But
yeah,
I like the Jets. The tough thing is, man, it's you're facing the Cup champs from 2 years ago. Like you're facing a really good fucking team, but Georgiev's really bad. Their goalie for the Avalanche are really bad. Is really bad. So that's kind of the only positive thing from that series is they could really just attack that goaltender and do what they did in game 1 where they scored 7 goals.
That Winnipeg crowd has been insane. I don't know if you guys have seen that with like the whiteout where everyone's loud and it's nuts, the tradition behind it. And I saw ESPN Pat McAfee show was talking about Winnipeg, which I never thought would happen. They do the street parties. It looks like there's more people there than there is in Toronto. Like definitely a great look for Western Canada to see the support of Jets fans out there. And I think, Johnny, you mentioned when we had this playoff preview, the home ice advantage, playing at home and having a barn as electric as the Canada Life Center, it's got to help that team. So I'm with you there. I tweeted out, I'd love to see a Toronto-Winnipeg final, but it seems like one of those teams is has a bit clearer of a road to get there than the other.
Yeah.
Is Winnipeg Western Canada?
What, central? Like
I think it's central. Just a little geography.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
It's literally smack dab in the middle.
What would that be? Central Canada?
That's what that would be.
It's just west of us.
It's west of us, but it's like
Canada.
I feel like
Middle
we were
Canada,
saying Western.
Yeah,
like,
but Ontario's the center of the world,
No, Toronto's the center.
Anything
of the
that
world.
way is west. Anything that way is east. Yeah, like Western Canada. I don't know. Whatever they're doing out there. I mean, we've talked about Winnipeg. I think we had a conversation where there's not much to do with Winnipeg, but they love their hockey, they love their football, and it's nice to see when that series goes back to Winnipeg, whether they're up or down or even tied. It's going to be electric to continue to see Winnipeg in the playoffs.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Johnny.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I mean, they got one stolen at home. Now they got to go steal one at home in Colorado. So you want to talk about a crazy environment. That environment's absolutely bananas. So we'll see what happens. But Hellebuck has to play better, and so does their defense. But other than that, though, that series has been absolutely electric stuff. So I can't get enough of watching it.
Little go around the table predictions after week 1. Stanley Cup winner. Has it changed? Are you guys still there? What are we thinking looking into the first week? Johnny, I'll start with you.
Huda, I want to hear what Huda says.
I like Vegas now. I didn't realize I had Dallas in that series, and they've absolutely embarrassed Dallas both games, like just multi-goal leads in both games. Vegas looks like the same team that won the cup last year. It's crazy that I didn't see the odds. I think we did office predictions, and Michael said that the Las Vegas Golden Knights would repeat this year. Stone came back. He looks amazing. So I'm looking at the odds right now.
Plus
Golden
700.
Knights plus 700. Yeah, I would say Vegas 1 week into the playoffs.
It's a tough number to get them at. They were plus like 1,700, I believe, going into the playoffs.
Ooh.
Then they stole 2 at home in Dallas, and now they're in the driver's seat. I think this series is pretty much as over as it could be, to be honest with you. They just got to win 1 at home, take care of business at home, and then they're in a really good spot. So, this Vegas Golden Knights team is just full of grizzled vets. They're way over the salary cap, but they manipulated it, and they're a really good team. So I would probably agree with you in the fact that I think Vegas now would probably be a team that I'd pick to win the Stanley Cup.
Nice. There you go. The Las Vegas Golden Knights doing the double.
If I had to take a Canadian team, it'd probably be the Oilers, just given the first week so far.
Lost yesterday, though, but
and they're like, they lost yesterday in overtime, but we'll see where that series is at by this time next week. Plus 650. Yeah, it seems like the odds makers know what they're doing with this kind of stuff. The strategy here, I guess, would be to take a team that's down. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but the Bruins are plus 1,000 up in the driver's seat in that series, but I don't think they make it out of that round. But you never know, right? Leafs may not even be in the playoffs by the time we talk next week, and who knows if I'll be here by then. I don't know. I don't know if that's a show I want to be in here for. I'll be honest with you guys.
Leafs play Saturday. Are they winning that game?
They have to.
Just give me a little. Give me a little something.
One of the interesting things about the Leafs that I want to talk about was friend of Sports Interaction, friend of the show, Arash Madani, tweeted about the fact that the crowd. Well, actually, Joe Bowen, a Leafs radio announcer, tweeted about how the crowd in Toronto is incredibly quiet and they're being very reactive to stuff instead of proactive. And like Johnny said, you see Winnipeg crowds going crazy. I was talking to Celine this week. Vancouver's been insane. Edmonton looks electric. Seems like the Toronto crowd has just been a level below. And Arash Madani made a really good point. He said, check prices on tickets plus concessions and ask yourself who is actually in the building. Cost of a night out for a first round midweek playoff hockey game is now basically a week-long all-inclusive vacation. When you price the majority of your fan base out of the arena, ... Essentially saying that the fans that are going to be there, passionate, making all this noise, aren't able to get in because of how
we've talked about this. I feel like we've talked about this all year. This is the same thing. Every time it comes back to the Leafs, y'all charge way too much, and it's all the suits that are in there. This isn't news. This isn't even. Yeah, we know this. No
it's
wonder.
Just sad to finally see it now.
I mean, but we saw this. We've seen this time and time again. How many consecutive years now have the Leafs made the playoffs? 2, 3?
3 or 4.
3 or 4. Okay,
Wait,
in
the
these
Leafs
recent
made the
years.
playoffs? It's 8 straight years.
Oh, 8.
I don't know. I don't watch that.
Yeah, it's been 8 straight years.
I was gonna say though, every year I feel like that recent years, anyways, that they've been in the playoffs, I hear all this moaning about how expensive the tickets are, and whenever I look it up, I'm like, it's insane. This isn't new though.
Yeah, I was looking at tickets for Saturday. It's like
you're nuts.
Standing room 600 level $300. But again, those are you see the square when they put the camera on the square. People are out and about. We were there with Sports Interaction Saturday, filming some stuff ahead of Game 1, and those fans are nuts. It was so cold.
Yeah, those are the real fans.
Those are the real ones that are waiting outside. They, maybe they can't afford to get in, but they choose to be outside with their friends. I think they should do a flip. Like one night, everyone shows up to the game. Hey,
can you
everyone
imagine?
outside, you're coming inside because of how much support you give to this team. And that's what they need. They need some sort of spark. Offensively, Marner hasn't been playing well. I mean, I feel like we've said that every year that they're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
On the shirt, Matthews 1 goal so far in 3 games, despite 69 in the regular season. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a gritty series. They're going to need to win Saturday. Hopefully they do. We'll be in a much better position next week. But I think the crowd's playing a big role in that. And it is pretty crazy to think that a midweek playoff hockey game is probably around the same price as an all-inclusive vacation. That was a great tweet by Rash.
Yeah, that's absolutely nuts. Both teams minus 110 on the money line for Saturday's game. Obviously, it's a pick 'em. You never know what you're going to get. But let's see what happens next week when we return. Let's jump over to another sport that's in playoffs right now. Johnny's favorite sport, actually, NBA. Johnny, have you followed any of the NBA playoffs? Be honest with me.
No. I'll scoreboard watch. Like I'll look at some of the scores and stuff like that, but I have not watched. I saw Shea Gilgeous obviously get that buzzer beater. Jamal Murray get the buzzer beater. I watched a little bit of that
was nuts.
game.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, I really haven't paid attention. I saw the Knicks game too. I'll just see the highlights. I won't go out of my way to watch it because there's NHL playoffs on after the Jays game. So I won't watch the NBA playoffs.
I feel like the Knicks and the 76ers is just like a really deep rooted kind of rivalry. That's why that makes that series exciting. But I was talking to someone actually about this today. In general, I feel like even like friends of mine who are really deep into basketball not no one. A lot of people aren't following the NBA like they used to. And now, even though it's playoffs, I feel like even still, a lot of people are doing what Johnny's doing, where it's like, I'm kind of keeping track, but I'm not sitting down and watching an entire 4-quarter game here.
I feel that. I think like I was just doing the math before the show. 14 games so far played. 8 of them have had double-digit end results. So one team wins or loses by 10 points. So it's like, you're not watching the most competitive games. Yesterday, the Oklahoma City Thunder, Johnny mentioned, they won by 32 points. So when you have a playoff game between the top teams, it's hard to sit down and watch it. You got games in the NHL playoffs that are 1 goal or go to overtime or, tied in the third period and something late happens like we saw yesterday with the Leafs. It's hard to compare the two sports because you have the NHL playoffs where it really feels like anything can happen, and you have the NBA playoffs where it feels like everything that's supposed to happen is happening so far.
Yeah. I mean, the Boston Celtics are plus 115 to win the championship, man. Like that's
that's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
What are we doing?
It's not even really fun, to be honest with you, man. It's just like, the Celtics are going to go to the championship, and the other side probably be like OKC or something like that, like the 1 seed.
I wouldn't rule out Denver. I wouldn't rule out Denver.
Nuggets are.
They dismantled the Lakers first game twice.
It's
going
Lakers,
back
though.
to LA now. We'll see, but I wouldn't rule out the Nuggets repeating this year.
Denver are plus 240 to win, just behind the Celtics at plus 140, and then after that, it's a massive jump to OKC at plus 1200 Sports Interaction. Yeah, I feel like the separation there from the first two to the rest is so giant. I think Denver's gonna sweep the Lakers, honestly, at this point, the way they're playing.
Unless we have like a legacy LeBron James series here, it seems like Denver's gonna go.
Yeah.
And that jump, it's actually 240 to 1200. It's nuts. Like, I feel like the other thing with the NBA is, like, for a while it was like the Cavs and the Warriors every single year. LeBron versus the Lakers. LeBron versus the Warriors every year. And then we got the Raptors versus the Warriors. So I feel like we've hit that peak, at least in Canada, and from a mainstream basketball popularity, where now it's like NBA finals are always crazy. We had some crazy series last year, but when you look at the quarterfinals of the NBA playoffs and the quarterfinals of the NHL playoffs, it's night and day. Which one's more interesting than the other?
Yeah. So it's between the Celtics and the Nuggets then. Everyone's in agreement for that.
I'm going to say Nuggets. Shout out Jamal Murray because, Canadian love. Kitchener, he used to train at Laurier where I went to school. So shout out Jamal Murray.
There you go. Johnny, you taking Celtics or Nuggets or anyone else?
I like OKC, man. They're a wagon.
Yeah,
they're really good. I like OKC, and I know, again, it's the NBA where there's not really much value in a lot of the picks you could take, but I would like to see an OKC Thunder final, man. See a little Canadian boy in there and Shea, the kid from Hamilton. So I'd like
away from Hamilton.
Yeah, I would like that. It's a fun team that we haven't seen in the NBA finals in a very long time. So
true.
I root for difference. I was something to be different. That's what I root for.
Shout out.
No love for the Andrew Nemhart of the Indiana Pacers.
No.
From Aurora, Ontario.
Is fun too, though. That's a fun series.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to see that there's so many NBA players now from Canada. Like the Olympics this year are going to be awesome. We'll talk about that when we get there. But to see like how many elite players now in the NBA are from Canada versus guys that are just making the roster. So cool to see, but not enough to get me to turn on. Like if there's a basketball game on and there's a hockey game on, at the intermission, are you even watching the basketball game or are you just scrolling?
I'm just scrolling. I'm not watching basketball, man. I'll watch the fourth quarter. That's when I'll probably tap into games when it matters.
That's fair. And then the Jays, I guess, as well too. Like we're really in this time where you got to prioritize what's on every single night.
This is the best though. You have 4 NBA playoff games a night, 4 NHL playoff games. You got baseball. You got title race for the Prem. It's unreal. There's just so many sports on at all times. It's unbelievable. I can't get enough of it.
Can't get enough of it. Talking about the Prem, Arsenal, absolutely not. Sorry, excuse me. How dare I? Liverpool this week, Johnny. In fact, yesterday, losing 2-0 to Everton in the Merseyside derby. It's gone. It's gone.
It's
gone.
over.
They're not winning it. Klopp's last season.
It's a 2-man race. I saw that they have they have a camera crew following them around for the last couple months, which is going to be. They might not even release that footage because it's so embarrassing.
It's going to be tears, just
yeah,
sobbing.
it's going to be tears. But that game yesterday was fucking pathetic. 0 goals against Everton, a team that is fighting relegation, especially with the financial compensation penalties they've been dealing with.
Yeah.
Just insane stuff. Like they just can't score. It's bananas. Like I don't know.
With a team like that too, how?
Yeah, they're dead. They're dead. I think I want Arsenal to win the Prem so bad because it hasn't happened in like what 20 years.
Same since 2004.
If you watch Man City today,
just smacking Brighton around, just punishing them.
They're not losing anyone. Like they 4-0 they won today. Could have easily been 6.
Yeah,
it's just Phil Foden scoring 2 goals. Holland didn't play today. It's just not fair. Like they've 18 games now unbeaten. I think 18-game unbeaten streak for Man City. Ridiculous stuff. So I don't know what the odds are. Do you have the odds for them to win the Prem? It's probably like -400, right?
That's
minus 250.
It's probably minus
for Man City to win the Prem.
What's Arsenal?
Arsenal's plus 200, Liverpool plus 3,300. But
Liverpool's
dead. Crazy.
The only thing I think when you see these futures odds like this is like, when you see on social media those guys that make like the 8-leg parlays of like teams to win, like, or guys to win golf tournaments or tennis tournaments, and then they stack like 8 or 9 and have some crazy payout. Those are like the only times I think you would add these legs to something, because there's no reason, like you said, you're putting a future at minus 250.
Yeah,
it'd be like betting Caleb Williams to go number 1 in the draft. It's like minus 10,000, so you win like 30 cents or something on a night.
Yeah, it's dumb. Liverpool's dead, unfortunately. It sucks. I would have loved to see a 3-way title race, but Arsenal, Man City again, just like it was last year. So it's going to rock. I'm excited for the last 6 games they have, I believe. So
6 games, and Arsenal's got to play Tottenham this weekend, North London derby, baby. I'm with you, though. I'd love to see Arsenal win the whole thing. I think it'd be great for the game. You need a new winner, change, obviously, but since Man City went out of that Champions League, they're pissed, and they have that, I don't know, they have a different mentality in them now. Like the way they went out too, fighting tooth and nail against Real Madrid. It's I agree with you guys. It's City's to win, but we got Champions League back already.
One last thing on the subject of Premier League though, like, do soccer fans get frustrated like the way football, like American football fans or basketball fans get, where it's the same team winning over and over, or the same 2 teams always at the top?
Yeah, 100%.
It's worse,
you support like Everton.
They're crazy, man.
Yeah,
soccer fans are crazy, dude.
Like, is it the same discourse? Oh, it's the same team every year. Bullshit. Blah blah blah. Like the way the Chiefs have done this in the NFL, and we've seen the Warriors dominate. Yeah, but
you're talking about like NFL. How long has that been around for? Fucking the Prem has been around for like 100 years. You know what I mean? This shit cuts deep. Like this is generational hate. Like people refer to the Big Six like Man City, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Tottenham. Like those are usually kind of the biggest teams in England. They call them the cartel because they're always winning. I
love that.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're not one of those, even if you are some of those guys, you're not winning anything. Tottenham Hotspur, but like, yeah, it's pain. It's pain, but you support your team no matter what, and you keep riding.
But like, if you're a fan of like Nottingham Forest, like,
oh, it's long.
Why are you a fan of that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just locked in.
A lot of people are fans because that's where they come from. Like, they come from the specific region in England, and that's the team, right? Also, it's like maybe they were born in London, but their family's from there, or they just grew up watching that team. Like, why? I don't know. Like, do you support a team? I guess that isn't in Toronto. I don't know, but
yeah, I guess that's fair, right? It's like from this lens, if you're here, you can kind of pick what team you want to support. Whereas there, if you're born into something, or your family members are fans of a certain team, it's kind of like ushered in onto you.
Yeah, I would say so. Johnny, why are you a Juve fan?
My grandfather likes Juve.
There you go. See, just like that.
But it's
in the blood.
It's crazier in England though. In England, it's like
I don't know. In Italy, it's pretty crazy too.
In Italy, it's crazy too. But in England, it's like I feel like in England they're more loudmouth, like crazy.
They're more belligerent about it.
Yeah, they're more belligerent. Like in Italy, I don't know if they get that drunk at games. Like I don't know if that's like a massive part of the games. In England, they just get fucked.
They just get wasted. Yeah, the hooligans come out. Yeah, in Spain, actually, you're not allowed to drink in any of the stadiums anymore.
Same with Portugal. Like I was so shocked they don't like. They do the tailgates outside the game. They'll sell you whatever alcohol you want, and then you get in. Waters only.
Yeah,
Waters only.
because it actually like it can get really dangerous, and like it's for the better. In South America, it's the same too. Like it's already so violent down there. It's like let's not add fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. It's very strange. But yeah, guys, we have Champions League coming back just this coming week. Semifinals, little bit of a breather, and now we're back into it. So we have Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. And listen, I think this is a really interesting setup now because Real Madrid beat Barcelona last weekend, which has pretty much solidified them winning the league. They haven't clinched it, but you're 11 points ahead. It's looking good. Meanwhile, Bayern Munich already lost the league because Bayer Leverkusen won the league, 2 weeks ago now. So both teams are not really worried about domestic competition anymore. All eggs are going in UCL baskets here. Johnny, the odds right now, they're playing first Bayern Munich. This is this week's game coming up. Plus 140 to Bayern, plus 175 to Madrid. Slight favorites maybe because it's at home. But what are you thinking for this first leg?
I will never be betting against Ancelotti again. It's
yeah. Now you've learned. Now you've all learned. I told you guys, don't sleep on Madrid, man. They got something in their blood with this tournament, man. It's like a weird genetic thing.
They're winning they're gonna win another Champions League this year.
Yeah, number what? We can't even count it anymore.
What is
number
it?
16, 17? I think it's 14.
Yeah, it's something like that. They're fucking ridiculous, man. And they're gonna get Mbappe next year, and it's gonna be even crazier.
Mbappe 14. So oh my god, it'll be 15. I hate a round number. They're gonna be so annoying about it. They're getting Mbappe, they're getting Davies, they're going after Trent Alexander-Arnold. We're all just going to be watching Real Madrid in 10 years when they're 25th. It's going to be stupid.
Yeah, it's going to be ridiculous. I think here, I just don't get why Bayern is a slight favorite. I know the home atmosphere, but Real Madrid went into Man City and beat Man City, which is another crazy like.
They did, but they took it was in extra time and it was in penalties. Like it wasn't like they kicked their butts in the
that could have went either way, right?
Yeah, like that's what I mean. It wasn't. I know what you're saying, but yeah, exactly. I think it that one. It was either of those teams could have gone through. But what are you thinking? Sorry, go ahead.
I was originally what I was gonna take was maybe just under goals here. Like I think. I know the Real Madrid and Man City game was kind of a shootout in the first leg they played, and then the second leg was like nothing, I guess. I believe like it wasn't really as crazy as the first leg, but you could get over 2.5. The odds aren't really that great though.
Minus 160 right now,
Yeah, the signs are pointing to the over. I think if you pick a side, like I look at Real Madrid total goals, over 1.5 is plus 120.
Okay, that bet.
Seems a bit more appetizing.
That's the bet probably. I mean, Bellingham is insane. That goal he scored against Barca, ridiculous. Yeah. Like, oh my god, they're so good. It's ridiculous. I'd probably lean over 1.5 goals for Real Madrid. That seems like the best bet at plus 120.
Yeah, they've been one of the most high, like at least in terms of teams to watch. That's been fun. I mean, that first leg against Man City, 3+3, 6 goals. Right, that was a hockey score. I like the overs. I don't like betting unders in this kind of stuff because then you're kind of just watching the clock. I find in any sport when you bet the unders, you're just like watching the clock go down. You're not really, you're less looking at the score. You're more looking at the time. So I'm going to take the regular time over, as Johnny said, over 1.5 Real Madrid plus 120. And yeah, if this is the same high scoring leg as the first week of the Man City Real Madrid leg, then this should cash in the first half hour.
I hope so, but I don't know if it will be. I'm going to go with Real Madrid as the first team to score plus 100. Okay. And when the player, oh my God, odds come out. Excuse me. I lost my train of thought. Watch out for odds on Rodrigo, please. I've been, preaching about this guy and Harry Kane. If anyone's going to score for Bayern Munich, Harry Kane to score at the Allianz against Real Madrid checks out. So keep an eye on that. Obviously, they're not out yet, but yeah, I like that a lot. Borussia Dortmund, PSG. You know what?
Who saw this one coming?
No. Let me tell you what's going to happen because it pisses me the frig off. Because PSG are going to go through because this game is at Dortmund first. I think if it was the second leg at Dortmund,
Yeah.
They could, even if they lost at the Parc des Princes first game, even if it was like a 3-1, now we take you to our home.
Right.
We screw you up like what they did to Atletico Madrid. Now it's the reverse, man. I don't need this. I don't even want to talk about this game, seeing PSG in a freaking final. Come on, Dortmund. I need
want to
them.
see PSG, man.
Minus 275 to
Boom.
qualify here, so not even giving them much of a chance here.
Yeah,
I
I
wanna
mean, that
see
Mbappe factor is
PSG.
nuts.
I want to see Mbappe versus future team. That's you want to talk about storybook. That's the one.
I
right
literally
there.
will
That's a
not. I
great
won't
script.
watch that final.
You would watch. What do you mean you wouldn't watch that?
It's literally my biggest rivals versus fraudulent frauds.
But it's the finals. You would still.
What would I want? I'm going to be in pain either way. I don't want to see either of these teams win. If I don't watch it, I don't have to see them win. Genuinely, that final makes me so freaking pissed off. I really don't want to see it. I'm going to plan to like have a big thing on that day so I don't have to watch it if that's the case. We're still going for Der Klassiker. Come on.
You're going to take Dortmund here, plus 200 to qualify?
You know what? So let me just back Dortmund because I can't back PSG. That's going to be my bet. I
like it.
That's my bet. That's my bet. Yeah, I can't back PSG. I'm not backing frauds. Johnny, you're obviously going for PSG, but in this first leg here, they are slight under. No, they're slight favorites rather. Plus 145. Dortmund are plus 165. What are you looking at here?
Probably the draw.
Yeah.
Ooh. Plus 270. That's
I feel like this is going to be a lot of goals.
Seems like the odds say
like
that.
2-2.
Yeah.
Mbappe scores both, probably. Yeah, this
Dembele,
is
Dembele will never score again. He just had to do it against Barcelona, and then he's going to go back to sleep.
This is a draw. Yeah, this is a draw. This is going to be a draw.
Over oh no, it's not great.
Yeah, the odds, like, they'll tell you right now it's going to be a high-scoring game. Over 3.5 if it's a 2-2 draw, plus 120. But, yeah, tie, I mean, you get better juice there. And if this is going to be that high-scoring affair, then, why not hope both sides get something to hear?
Yeah, Huda, that's what you're...
Dortmund or tie, -1. I guess that's not the best odds, but...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll ride with the tie there. I'll take, plus 270. Every time I've bet a tie in the Champions League so far since we've started, since I've started gambling on this, I've never hit a tie.
Good.
It rocks.
This is the one.
Feeling.
This is the one.
I'm going to stick, I'm going Dortmund to qualify on this one, plus 200, just to, like I said, add a little spice. Someone's got to back him. I'm just trying to look up the futures here and see. So, Johnny, Madrid's winning the Champions League.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the show.
No love for PSG. Well, hold on a second. PSG plus 240.
Shut
would get
your mouth.
They'd get worked against Madrid, I think.
There's something also so good about that, though, too. I don't want to see Madrid win, but I want to see PSG get pumped. Bayern Munich plus 275 and Borussia Dortmund plus 800. Sprinkle it on Dortmund if you have any faith. Something like, imagine Bayern Munich end up winning the Champions League this season after the mess that it was. Like, something about Thomas Tuchel leaving, I don't know, man. I feel like they could do it. Do you not think?
Yeah.
If they get past Madrid, if they get past Madrid, they're laughing. It's barbecue chicken, whoever they have left. Like, you beat Madrid, you're on a wave.
The winner of that game wins the Champions League, I think. And I think that's not really a hot take. Yeah.
I mean, that's what everyone said since Man City Real, right? So that's why everyone's like, well, it's got to be Real now too. Yeah, honestly, the odds are really tight pretty much between the big three, and then Dortmund are plus 800.
Disrespect,
guys, yeah, listen, anything can happen.
There. What a jump.
If Dortmund beat PSG, guys, we're throwing a party. I'm telling you now. I'm coming in. I'm going to get a Dortmund jersey. We're going to throw down. I'd love to see it. Absolutely love to see it.
Dortmund party?
Dortmund party. Yeah, let's see what happens next week. I love when we have the midweek check-in after one leg and the two leg, because we got it so wrong the first time.
Oh, I know.
It was just too crazy. It was too crazy.
We started so hot. Like first two rounds, we were killing it. I was like, oh my goodness. Like, take every pick, take every play. Johnny was on a heater. We were all on heaters, and then just
we thought we were sick. We know nothing.
Yeah, I mean, treading water here, but it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And so we got some good ones this week. All plus money plays too. We're not looking for the chalk.
We're not messing around.
Is that the term? The chalk? Yeah, I learned that. Someone in the office said that this week. Chalk play. I was like, okay, I like that. I never heard that before.
Yeah, there you go. Learn something new every day.
Exactly.
Exactly.
If you want to make a crazy futures parlay based on what we've said, you could go Vegas Golden Knights, Denver Nuggets, Real Madrid and Man City, or Real Madrid Champions League, Man City Prem League. I don't know what that would pay out, but I mean, if you feel like this is the year for your futures and we're firing right now, why not, people?
One.
Why not?
That's a crazy one. I don't know.
That's one of those you see the slips on like Twitter where a guy wins like $1 million. And you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, when they're like, we just picked.
It's that easy. Or it's like my dog picked these plays and some people have these formulas. Like it's just you see
formulas,
something like
their dogs.
Formulas, algorithms. It's crazy. Yeah, you got all the stats and analytics you can find. And
what was it? You said Real Madrid, Golden Knights, Nuggets, and
Man City for
Man
Prem
City
League.
winning the Prem. All right, producer Sean plugging our.
This is gonna be an insane payout, isn't it?
Maybe
it should.
Yeah, I've added 3. We're already at plus 6,300. So
holy
shit!
Sorry, Man City.
Man City for the Prem, which was like minus 250.
It's about plus 9,000.
Wow.
So $5 wins $453.
Okay, so you got to put a little bit on. I thought it would be a little bit more, to be honest.
Yeah, that's not that crazy.
Yeah, if you put $20 on it, it's 1,800. So
see, that's
See, who does thinking about?
I wanted more. Yeah, I wanted more money. I would put like.
I hit a plus 5,500 yesterday.
Oh wait. Let's talk about it.
Hold
on a second. Hold on a second.
On what?
NHL SGP. Brad Marchand assist.
Oh.
Bertuzzi goal, Domi point, and under 6.5.
Well done.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Well done.
20 to win like 1,400.
Oh my god, dude.
Are you cashing out there or are you trying to
I cashed
double
that?
that?
I cashed out 1,000 yesterday. Yes.
All right. Smart
Drinks
man.
on Sean.
Wedding
Holy
fund.
shit. That's insane.
I was doing. Yeah, I like that. No more mush.
Then I lost like 250 on the Oilers game last night too.
Perfect.
Bet responsibly, folks.
And local. That's amazing.
Hey, sometimes you got a little sprinkle, it hits. That's unreal,
Oh my
Sean.
goodness.
Congrats.
That's a big one. Yeah, we should share big winners. I like that.
Yeah, we'll ask
Well,
every
you have
week.
access to that, right, Huda?
I can get that data from our side of who has the big winners.
We get sent that at work and we talk about it. That's a good like segment to talk about. Like
yeah, I like that.
Because someone the other day on a 200 or a $25 parlay hit for 250 grand.
Oh.
It was all like it was 5 NHL games, same game parlays, and they hit all 5. $25, paid 250 grand.
That's stupid.
I like to hear that though. I like hearing stories like that. It's
feel
wild.
good, but then a part of me is kind of like, fuck, I can't hit a straight bet, and these guys can hit these 15 leggers.
That's
yeah. I had the over 6 in the Leafs Bruins game. It was 0-0 at the end of the first, and I was like, it's over. And then they ended up pushing with the 4-2 after that empty.
Yeah, I had over 5.5. I couldn't believe that hit. That was crazy.
Yeah, the 5.5. It's always that half number where it's like I was a sucker. I took the 6 because it was even money. But yeah, I mean, at least you got something there, right? I like that segment idea though. I will talk to the powers that be and get us some details on some winners.
I mean, it's a good thing you could just talk about. Just like hearing some of the shit they put in their parlays. It's bananas.
That's nuts.
It's crazy. I also didn't realize how many things you can bet on. Like there's odds on the U.S. presidential elections right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. Anything is possible.
I put so that plus 9,000 parlay, you could throw a presidential candidate in there and sweeten the pot a little bit, and that'll take you to the end of the year.
Yeah.
We don't need to dive into politics though.
No, we don't. So on that note, I hope you guys all have a great weekend. Johnny, Juventus is playing Milan. Huda's going to be stressed out about the Leafs. Maybe next time we see him,
6.
Maybe they're through. Maybe they're out. Who knows? The Champions League first leg will be decided. The Jays are playing. There's NHL playoffs. There's NBA playoffs. There is so much going on. So we'll be back. Same time, same place next week, talking about it all.
See you then.
Talking shit.